Here's a part 2 video, a continuation of the match that I was just in, and then some other videos that I've recorded so far on my Xbox. This is all Xbox. You should probably tell from the icons at the bottom. So this is the match where now I'll actually use the turret. So I put a turret on the other side of this room, as you saw before. This is a different turret, the other side of the room. So Wraith has a turret and I have a turret. Hearing footsteps around. Most people will think if they hear a turret, there's only one. But Octane didn't know that, so that's what happened to him. I should have been more defensive instead of rushing out here. I forgot it was trios and we were just duos. Oh, that Octane, poor guy. There's the server error full. And here's a video from a different match where my teammate just ran off, got in a fight, died, and disconnected. There was a very interesting thing that happened in this video. Yeah, I don't know how that enemy was eliminated in one shot. I assume the barriers, even though they weren't fully built yet, would stop the projectile, but I guess the projectile goes through them, and it was a disruptor round, so I don't know if that adds any additional damage, or it looked like they exploded, and I don't know if they have explosive damage on them if you're too close to the wall when they do get destroyed. But that was just a surprising result from that. And there's my stats so far this season. So I started playing at the very end of season 3, like the final 2 weeks of season 3. But you know, that was still just trying to learn, like, what is this weapon and what is that weapon, and just really learning the very basics of the game, learning the characters and what they can do. And then I played all of season 4 and then all of season 5, so now we're starting into season 6. And there's a game that I played as Bloodhound, the ending scorecard. Then here's a final from the end of the match. I had a shotgun challenge to do, so just carrying the EVA 8 and Peacekeeper. And for new players, when you perform a finisher like that, it recharges your shield. I didn't realize until watching this recording, the red armor is empty. It's not charged up at all. I thought I was getting full red armor. So I was like really confident. I was like, okay, yeah, I've got awesome armor, let's do this. Little did I know until watching this recording, I was like, oh, it was my teammate's empty armor. So, I don't know. That can happen. Pay attention to what you're picking out of the boxes. And you get the turbochargers back, and there's the description of it for players who haven't used that attachment in the recent past seasons. Highly recommended. and they went with a comic book this time format for the quest, which some people might have wanted some, gameplay. I think it'd be interesting to have certain missions, say, even if it was like defending Mirage's party boat from kind of like the AI bots in the firing range, but it was like you could meet a character in their location, I don't know, do something, have some dialogue with them. But I do like the comic book, and some of my friends, they were not fan of the Prowler missions on the past quest. I didn't mind. I thought it was cool, but they said it got a little monotonous. But yeah, so you can look up the artists and the color artist who worked on this comic in the game.
Recharging my shields.
And here's a moment that we were fighting against an enemy rampart, opponent rampart emplacement. So I thought, you know what? Maybe I can get up here and get the drop on them.
Forget that. Let's go here.
But as you can see in the video, there's a strange shaking, and they did something to limit you from being up here and actually going to the edge. Like, I'm not really wiggling the controller or the stick at all, but you can't really get down from there to normal. But that's what can happen to Rampart. The turret does take a time to spool up, and she is very stationary, and if you can do get the drop on her like that, it's kind of game over for her. Here's the ending of a ranked game. Not quite landing my shots, but hey, don't feel bad if you don't land your shots, because even the pro players will miss with an entire magazine of rounds. And the game is so situational, either you're getting the drop on them, or they're getting the drop on you, or your weapons are better than their weapons. And I think the most important thing to remember on Apex is every day that you're having an awesome day and you're getting wins and eliminating the opponents, that's like someone's bad day in the game. Every day that you're having a really bad day in Apex and it's just really hard, and especially in ranked, you're just like, gain a few points, lose however many that you're set at. Gain a few points, lose however many you're set at. That whole tug of war is just, like, that's somebody, they're having a good day and you're having a really difficult day, and that's just kind of the ebb and flow of Apex. So trying to feel like too discouraged or upset about it, it is frustrating, but everyone has their on days and they're doing really good, and off days and they're doing really bad. So it's always good to just take a break. You're feeling frustrated, getting too upset. It's like you're not going to play good if you're upset playing the game. Even though some people think that might give them an edge if they're like all angry and stuff, but it does not. So that's just my advice. And I think that's my favorite legendary outfit for Rampart so far. And we're all wondering what the new event will be to this. So I like that they have Evo armor. I really like everything about Season 6. And that covers it. So I hope everyone out there who gets to watch this is enjoying it. Or if you've never played Apex before, give it a try. This is definitely the best time for new players, I would say, to get into it, because not only is where previously like the most combative opponents or teams, they had an advantage to a certain degree because that was how you accomplished everything. But now with the crafting system, the people who play more passively, that kind of helps them a lot. So if you were a more passive player, and didn't want to be so aggressive, you could go around and get a lot of points for your team. Maybe they want to go, you know, challenge some fights, or, you know, get into the action, and you could provide them with certain things that are at the crafting station, such as a respawn beacon, or a certain scope or ammo, or an attachment that's really good. You can upgrade your own armor. So if you feel like the combat's lacking and you're on console and the controls are a little difficult to aim with, don't feel like, you know, that's the only way now, you know, to get up, level up your armor is by dealing damage. The crafting thing is pretty nice. And in the current season, the algorithm is better to where you can find blues and purples and golds again throughout the map more frequently. Season 5, the algorithm I felt was the worst. There was tons of white armor. You would sometimes find 4, 5, or 6 white armor clumped together in the same building or area. Very rarely would you find any purple armor, and not that many common, you know, blue armors either. It was just a weird algorithm. Sometimes you would find 4, 5, or 6 of the same weapon in the same building or area. It was just really strange. But I'm glad they fixed that, because that was not good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and hope you enjoy some games in Apex Season 6. Thanks. Bye.